Hello, everybody. I'm Isaiah Fields, and I am here with a sports talk podcast type thing. Basically, we're going to talk about all the sports news and all the popular topics that have been going on the last few days recently. So, my first topic is about Dak Prescott's ridiculous 30 guest party. Apparently, a few days ago, two Cowboys, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they got heat and they were under the fire for apparently having 30 people at a birthday party, during the time where we're supposed to be practicing social distancing.
Exactly.
This is the type of thing I expect from the Cowboys. They can never stay off the trouble in the off season. Last 2 years, especially with Zeke in 2017, his case, 2018, his incident with a security guard. This year, during the time where we all should be inside, we should all should be safe, staying away from people. Cowboys just can't do it. They just can't. They don't have the brain power to be able to stay away from trouble. So Dak Prescott, the next day after this incident was reported, he claimed it as inaccurate information, and he was very frustrated that this information was released because he thought this was false information. My opinion, as a Dallas Cowboys fan, two things. I don't care what anyone has to say. I don't care what Dak Prescott has to say. I don't care what Ezekiel Elliott has to say. Two, how can we believe you say this is inaccurate information, with which you've been doing basically the last decade or two has been on off the field issues.
Ooh. Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mom. So what I want to say is, it was all over social media.
Yes.
The girls who were there, the people that were there, were on social media posting everything.
Yeah, it's actually caught on Twitter and all social media.
It's not fake news, of course. It's just, I don't know, people just doing what they want to do.
You just say what you want to say. I think since the Cowboys are insane in the head, all of them, I could believe this happening. I'll be surprised by the end of the month or by the end of 2 months if we haven't had any reports saying Dak Prescott has been tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
I might not even get a test.
Shoot.
Instead of getting a test for the coronavirus, they should all get a test to see, their IQ.
Okay.
Okay. Next topic, which caught my attention yesterday. The Chargers coaching staff, which includes Anthony Lynn and others, has been tested positive for the coronavirus. As of yesterday, the names were not released. Today, I don't think the names were released either. There wasn't any reports of them gathering together, at least from what I read. All I know is that they tested positive for the coronavirus. And yeah, hopefully they get better soon. I read that they're recovering, they're doing fine. Hopefully that is the case.
Mom, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so a big topic, a topic that involves the team that is really bad team, 2-14, Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon, their star running back, one of their only stars on the team other than AJ Green, who is not healthy this year. Joe Mixon is threatening to hold out if he does not get a contract. Same thing with other players. Dak Prescott, he's holding out. He's refusing to do the on virtual practices that they're doing. He's refusing to hold out without a contract. But Joe Mixon, he's probably the biggest part of the offense for the the Cincinnati Bengals. They're only a big part of the offense. My opinion, I think that the Bengals, they shouldn't be worrying about Joe Mixon now. As of now, they should be worrying about not doing anything stupid and potentially passing up on Joe Burrow. Which, if they do that, I won't be surprised, but at the same time, I'll be surprised. Joe Mixon, I'm gonna look up his stats really quickly. Joe Mixon has been a productive running back for the Cincinnati Bengals the past few years. This year, he had 278 carries, 1,137 rushing yards, and 5 touchdowns, averaging 4 yards per carry. Those are good numbers in terms of yardage, with very minimal carries. Not minimal carries, but not as much carries as the standard or average running back would get. Next topic that I do not have, but we should talk about, is Christian McCaffrey getting a huge contract, a 4-year deal worth $64 million, which makes him the highest paid running back, which was previously held by Ezekiel Elliott. If you remember in August, I believe, when they gave him that 6-year, $90 million contract worth $15 million a year. Christian McCaffrey, unlike Ezekiel Elliott, deserves this money because what he did this year was the only reason why the Panthers were somewhat okay. It was because Christian McCaffrey was their leader. Since obviously Cam Newton and his injuries, he was not there. The Panthers had to switch quarterbacks. They were going back and forth between Will Greer and Kyle Allen. Christian McCaffrey, 287 carries, 1,287 rushing yards, and 15 touchdowns, which is at least the top 5 or top 3 most touchdowns by a running back this year. So I think he deserves this money. I think that was a great move by the Panthers after letting go of their defensive players. Next topic for Texans fans who have not had a good offseason. It's been probably the worst offseason in recent history for the Texans. They, for some reason, let go of DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, an elite receiver for a washed-up running back. Now, I'm not saying David Johnson is trash or anything, but he's not as good as he once was with the Cardinals. 2016, 2015, he was pretty good. But that was a classic Bill O'Brien offseason move. During the offseason, Bill O'Brien makes the dumbest moves for nobody knows why. And then he went to get Brandon Cooks recently, a 5'10" or 5'11", probably shorter, but he's a short slot receiver. Keep that in mind. Randall Cobb, also a slot receiver. You need a 6'1", 6'2" number 1 receiver. You can't just have speed. You could have speedy slot receivers on your receiving core, but if you're facing cornerbacks like Patrick Peterson or other cornerbacks who have length, then you're going to be at a disadvantage, no matter how good your quarterback is at throwing the ball. So I think, all in all, while they are trying to find a replacement to DeAndre Hopkins, I just don't think there's any replacement to DeAndre Hopkins. And Texans fans, this is going to be a long season if the season starts on time. Next topic that really caught my attention was the claim Bill Laimbeer made yesterday about LeBron James and Michael Jordan debate, which has been, of course, a long debate. It's been going on for many years. Obviously, both sides. You could argue LeBron's better. You could argue Michael Jordan's better. Bill Laimbeer, he claimed that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, which I can't say that's ridiculous, but I can't agree with Bill Laimbeer. You don't know who Bill Laimbeer is? He was with the Bad Boys, the Pistons, with Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman. Bill Laimbeer, he was a dirty player. He dished out some cheap shots, especially to Larry Bird, the famous cheap shot to Larry Bird. But he was a pretty good player. Bill Laimbeer, he is a good player, but that claim was not really a good claim. So I'm going to read out Michael Jordan's stats, his career versus LeBron James. So Michael Jordan, 30 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists per game, 49% from the free throw from the field goal, 32.7% from 3, so he wasn't really the best 3-point shooter. and 83% free throw line percentage. LeBron James, 27.1 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, 7.4 assists per game, shooting 50% from the field, 34% from three-point line, and a really bad 73% from the free throw line. If LeBron James' free throw percentage is in college would be a pretty good free throw percentage. In the NBA, that's not going to cut it. You're not going to win games, and teams are tend to foul or to hack, as they call it, like the hack Shaq, because Shaq was not a good free throw shooter. So LeBron James, also not a good free throw shooter. He's been known to miss in clutch situations. My opinion on all this, I wouldn't think it fair to compare LeBron to Michael Jordan because LeBron James has not retired yet. He still has a few more years left in his career. And when it's all said and done, then maybe I'll start saying who's better. But right now, it's a close competition, but right now it's not really fair to compare those two. Also, keep in mind, Michael Jordan, 6-0 in the finals. LeBron James, 3 and whatever he is, 3-6, 3-5. All I know is that he has not came up clutch in most finals that he's played, and he also betrayed the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's keep that in mind. Next topic, possibly the final topic, which I saw a few hours ago or an hour ago. Odell Beckham Jr. to the Vikings. There's been rumors that the Vikings and the Browns are in discussions trading for Odell Beckham. Now, remember earlier in the offseason, Stephon Diggs went to the Buffalo Bills. So that's the Vikings lost their number one receiver. Adam Thielen's still there, and who else their receivers are? Kyle Rudolph, he's good. Dalvin Cook. And Kirk Cousins, who surprisingly got paid a contract. I don't care he made it to the divisional round. I don't care he beat the Saints. Kirk Cousins is not that guy. He hasn't been that guy, and he won't be that guy. But we're talking about Odell Beckham, so Kirk Cousins is out the picture. Odell Beckham to the Vikings. I think that there is a possibility. I can see that happening because the Minnesota Vikings, they do need a number one receiver. They're in need of a number one receiver. Adam Thielen could be that position, but you have to move around your receivers, and you don't have many well-known receivers or reliable receivers after Thielen and Rudolph. So Odell Beckham to the Vikings, while many people are saying that's out the picture, I wouldn't rule that out quite yet. It would be a great fit for the Vikings offense. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. Goodbye, guys.